Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the S-4 Paranormal Bunker. Please remember, while you're listening, that the views expressed by your hosts and your panelists are not shared by S4 itself as an entity. Those are their own views, their own opinions, and yeah, that's basically it. So tonight we're going to be talking about demons and JInn. Kind of sounds like a freaking card game, but hey, whatever. How's everybody doing tonight?
Or Snoop Dogg song. I'm not really.
No, that's Gin and Juice.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
And that's fucking copyright. What the hell, Kayla?
Yeah, why'd that come out your mouth?
The views and opinions.
He's gonna sue.
Yeah.
As long as you sing it to different music, I don't think it would be.
Fuck, have you seen the prices of things? The guy can hardly afford papers. He needs to sue. Like, for rolling.
Oh.
Dude, everybody knows that's what Martha Stewart's for. She's like, hey, look, I made some crazy.
He does. What, you saying he uses Martha Stewart's skin, or?
He could at this point. Have you seen her lately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She made the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated, Kayla.
Oh, my good God.
Oh, I don't want to
A.
talk about you and your Martha Stewart loving.
Hey.
Let's continue with demons.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
you're not talking about Stuart Little?
I'm pretty sure at this
Stuart
day and
Little.
age, she's more into girls.
I thought you were talking about Stuart Little.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That
after
prison
a
life-
hard time in
Well, yeah, like
prison.
that prison life just sticks with you.
Could you imagine Stuart Little on Stone?
Orange is the new black this summer.
He crashes little car.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay,
She had
anyway.
it so
What?
she had it so hard minimum security. So yes,
I know.
she's all
Oh
tatted
my
up
God.
now.
Hey,
Best friends with Snoop Dogg.
you still gotta
Like,
remember
what
though,
happened?
she's done more hard time than most rappers in this day and age.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
So,
It's a hard knock life, man.
It's a hard
that was
life
Annie.
for us. It's a
Get it
hard
right.
life.
Annie
Well, it
had
was
a
also-
hard double life.
Sort of.
No, I thought that was a better Home and Gardens episode. No.
Jesus.
I'm confused. Alright.
So, we're going to be talking about the JInn and different demons, as well as other entities that people believe to be evil.
Yeah.
Eric is bouncing in his street. You're in his seat.
I'm dancing in the street. I'm not bouncing in the street.
Because
Could be.
he wants to set you people straight.
He knows
I
that.
do.
Friend, apparently.
Yeah,
Okay.
you want to bring up your crazy pagan rituals and tell us the demons aren't evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember
I've heard it.
you were talking about that one ritual you guys have, the circle something? Jerk,
Circle
I
jerk?
think. Yeah.
Hands free.
Hands free?
Ah,
Yeah. That's why you find holes in trees.
Like, is that like wireless? A wireless circle jerk?
Well, it is 23. Anything could happen.
yeah.
Alrighty then.
Alright, so,
Anyway, in ancient Greek is where the story starts.
Okay.
Greece.
What story?
Demons.
Damon?
So,
Like Matt Damon is a demon?
yeah.
Seriously?
Holy shit.
So
That would
originally,
make way more sense.
That would explain the success.
as
Right.
far as written documentation goes, the Greek cultures believed in daemons. But daemons were benevolent guardians of humans. Very similar to archangels. In 8 BC, Hestram actually wrote about daemons.
Okay.
And that's where the documentation comes from. In 1486, with Malleus Maleficarum by Heinrich Kramer, who I affectionately call the first fucking incel. Couldn't get laid, so he had to attack women.
It's like...
The whole book is nothing but misogyny. It's nothing about women are too weak, and the devil tricks them, and it all goes back to Eve and blah blah blah.
Wasn't Eve's,
Right.
Wasn't Adam's first wife
Lilith.
turned...
With Lilith, and that's
turned into a
according to
demon?
the Book of Tobit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Tobit?
It's a book, Mom.
It's a book. The
What's a
Book of Tobit.
Tobit?
Tobit.
Is
T-O-B-I-T.
that a person's name?
I don't know.
Yes.
Like the book, like the Book of John or something?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like Deuteronomy, like it's just some made up shit. Like,
No, it's not.
Deuteronomy is not some made up shit, Kayla.
Yeah.
sorry.
So the story of Lilith.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Nikki,
We
are
already
you on here?
disclaimer.
Lilith was Adam's first wife.
Nikki? Hi, Nikki.
Nikki! Hey, it's Nikki!
I'm still sick, but I'm here. And at
Okay.
least I have part of a voice.
Well, we welcome you.
So Lilith was Adam's first wife, and the reason she
Mother of all
was
demons.
expelled
Yeah.
was because she refused to be subservient to Adam.
Yeah.
She wanted to be equal. So she was expelled, and
But okay, so technically, if you go by the Bible version of Lilith, though, she was created equal because they were made of the same mud at the same
right,
Yeah.
but yeah,
versus-
exactly. But she, and that was the problem because they were both created at the same time by mud. She would have been equal, but she was supposed to still be subservient. That's why he created Eve by Adam's rib
Okay, so
and secondary to Adam.
I'm gonna throw something out there just because I'm super confused by this, and like it's a religious thing, I guess. But if they were created of the same mud, right, and they became like husband and wife, right? Okay, then how did she know she wasn't equal unless she ate a piece of that tree? I mean, like, technically, like, they weren't supposed to know anything. They weren't supposed to have any knowledge of good, evil, right, wrong, anything like that. So how the hell would she know she wasn't
Unless she ate an apple.
unless she ate an apple?
Or smoked some
I
bark.
don't think
That's where that theory of that story falls apart.
it does.
Friend,
And I'm just throwing theories out here, but that's why all of a sudden you're thinking it. But you understand too, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil wasn't a thing until Eve came
Popped
along.
up.
that's not true.
Okay, so they just, like,
That's bullshit.
okay,
Okay,
they
go ahead.
straight up Harry Potter wiped his mind.
Let's hear your
First
theory.
of all,
And why
the
did-
fucking tree of good and evil is sex. Straight up.
Is
And
that
I
why
know-
they say popped your cherry?
Oh shit!
The devil may appear at that time as a snake, but we all know he's part goat. That part is the part he rubbed himself
Whoa, whoa,
off
whoa,
with.
whoa, whoa.
That's why they
Whoa.
say you get hairy palms if you do it too much.
He was not.
Well, masturbate?
So, yeah.
No, you're gonna go blind.
Oh shit!
Oh, dear God.
Mom, you
Kayla,
gotta,
I think it's time to get up.
yeah, I think you gotta wake
Sorry.
up. Gotta wake up from this reality. Go to the next one.
Oh shit! I said it for PM, not AM.
Oh,
My bad.
what the fuck?
Sorry. So wait a minute. We're talking here of like who
You talk about hairy palms and blindness of out of masturbation.
Wait, but how is
Oh
sex
my
the
God.
fruit of knowledge?
He wasn't even part goat. He was part like
How?
a snake.
Yeah, how is
beast or
it
something.
knowledge?
at the tree, yeah.
Yeah. So what? He went
When
from
Adam
goat
and
to
Eve are
snake
first
beast?
walking through the forest, and Eve comes up to Adam after she ate the apple,
Yes.
what was she wearing?
She saw how big his schlong.
She was wearing a fig leaf.
Yeah, she was wearing a leaf.
Why?
I don't know.
But she was covering the map of Tasmania.
That,
Yep.
she
Oh, that
felt
there.
indecent.
Ah.
She was ashamed of her body.
How would she? Okay, I'm just saying. How would you know to be ashamed of your body if there's no one to compare your body to?
Yeah.
Like,
She was jealous.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Lucifer? She was jealous of Lilith.
Why didn't she cover like her eyeballs?
right? Like, wouldn't you be like, "Hey my God, all these creatures are naked"? Like, how?
Like everything else is.
Everything else is naked.
Because true shame doesn't come from the perception of others. It comes from your own perception of yourself.
So she saw her reflection in like the creek and was like, "Holy God, I'm hideous," and like covered her shit.
Then why did she?
Hideous.
Hey, witch bitch. How you doing tonight?
Who?
Always
Wait,
cool.
which one?
She in
Oh, okay,
online.
all right.
Friend, but the idea that Lilith ate from the tree
Mm-hmm.
is actually a very good point.
Okay. Is there documentation she ate from the tree?
Wait, what?
No,
No. Okay.
Was it a paper tree?
there.
It was bamboo.
What do you mean?
Like one of those ones where you can rip the side off and like write stuff.
It was a fucking apple tree. You've seen.
You-
You live
How
in
do you
goddamn
know?
Washington. How do you not know what an apple tree is?
How do you know
straight
it
up
wasn't a
just said
fig
that
tree?
The tree of life and knowledge, or whatever the hell it is, was sex. Not that it was an actual tree.
It's in
Yeah.
a garden.
It's a garden of dildos? Like, what kind of garden is this?
No,
I don't think that's Gar's
Jesus
garden.
Christ.
If it,
The garden
Cucumbers
itself.
and zucchinis, I might.
The garden itself was Earth.
yeah.
So all of Earth was,
Yeah.
well, I guess at
All
that
of
point it
Earth
would
was
have been a
splendid.
garden.
All of Earth was wonderful.
And then
That
the
was perfect.
T-Rex ate Lilith.
No, then they gained the knowledge of what Earth actually is.
So Paula's got a question.
flat.
Why is she called Eve and Lilith?
Yeah, she's called Eve because she came first.
And there's
because
so
her
many.
and Adam make it even.
Well, there's so many different theories about it. One involving Cain, because he was the first murderer. He became first incubus.
Cain was their baby, right?
Yeah, Cain
Yeah,
and Abel.
Adam and Eve,
He
baby.
killed his brother Abel.
Okay.
Wait. If Adam and Eve were the only like humans,
Incest was very, very common back then.
ah,
No. Because Cain and Abel left the garden and they found wife.
From where?
where did they just like grab a monkey from a village? From like
Yeah, pretty much. They were like, Neander baby, come here. Okay, because seriously, if they were the only two that were created in the Creator God's image, right?
yes,
Okay, so therefore they are a different species from the Neanderthal that already live on the earth.
Well, so
then who created them?
there? No, but
God.
But God would have created them, it
but,
would have been the
You know,
same
that's
person.
a
if you're
good point.
following that theory and that story, God did.
Yes, but
But
he
there's
didn't
also the
create them
point-
in his image. He created Adam and Eve in his image. Therefore,
Yeah, but then whose image did they create Neanderthals in? They look so seemingly.
okay,
God's
have you ever
cousin,
tried to draw a picture
Carl.
of a human face?
Yeah,
How many times does it take to get it right?
like once.
Okay, your first one, it looks all messed up and it's all like,
Well,
right?
I'm good at art.
Okay.
So John, what's the first commandment?
I have no. I know one's not stealing and no murder and no like raping people.
Thou shalt
It has to
not
do with
kill.
idolatry. It has to do with
Thou shalt not kill.
Is there,
that,
but
thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Yeah,
Is that
What does that
number one,
imply?
really?
is that seriously number one?
Like that's before death and
think it is.
destruction? No. killing is number one, right?
Yeah. What commandment was told
So,
first?
so one of the 10 Commandments, I don't remember if it's the first one or not, is thou shalt have no other gods before me. So, if that was a 10 Commandment, wouldn't that kind of imply that there were other gods around when God created the earth?
Yeah, that would.
So,
Does he just like have a big
It is
ego?
number one.
No,
yeah,
it wouldn't.
I thought so.
Because the Ten
Totally
Commandments did not come out until thousands of years after Adam and Eve.
That's speculative.
So
He went up to the mountain and grabbed him.
yeah, but then did he just like
They had
carve
these
them or
15, 15, 10
They were caused by
commandments.
lightning.
Right?
Okay.
15 Commandments? What are the other 5?
Yeah, I never. I
But
thought-
the lightning did not.
That's History of the World Part 1. But
Yep.
yes.
The lightning,
Yeah.
So we only got part 1. And
Thou
part
shalt
2,
not
and
laugh
part
at stupid
3.
jokes.
according to the Bible, the lightning did not come
Yes.
out of the sky, but came out of the tree. It's the out of the burning bush.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
That
that burning bush causes problems.
Yeah, syphilis and, well,
Friend.
So
crabs and... all
how do
kinds
we
of
know these
shit.
10 Commandments actually came from God and not the devil? Because he can do similar things to God. So why
Is Nikki still with us?
Yeah,
didn't Satan just come up and say,
She is
"Hey,
muted.
listen to these 10 rules"?
she's muted.
Well, okay, because why would Satan want
What do
you
you wanna
to
know,
not
Art?
do that?
Oh, nothing. I just whatever you're still here.
Trick
got
you
my
into
Bible
coming
open.
down with it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're opening the Bible?
Okay, how do we know
Got my
they
Bible
came
open.
from?
Okay.
God and
God.
not Satan.
Well,
It
don't.
was the Jewish people trusting in God and His word with Moses.
Oh,
Think of what he had done before that, the entire length of that trip.
he parted the damn Red Sea and set him free, dude.
He caused plagues with a stick.
Didn't his stick also turn into a
And the
snake?
stick
Yes.
turned into a snake.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm just saying, but if we take that to modern technology, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe that stick was like a poke from
It
a
was
surgical
really a
incision.
wand. Just
What?
saying.
What? Never mind. I'm just
That stick was Chat GPT.
right. That's I'm saying, man. I mean, like,
Or
that's the recycle Earth theory right there.
Or you just painted a snake and made it still.
He didn't just paint a snake on a picture.
That's called the Caduceus.
Just paint a snake.
He's
Oh, wait.
not Da Vinci.
Anyway, so Satan and demons weren't really, when it came to the witches, weren't really pinpointed to women, because 80% of the Inquisition, for example, was female.
Yes.
15 with shit, my math is wrong here. With about 15 to 20% male.
Yes, but 75%
Uh huh.
of the werewolf trials were male.
Okay, what's your point?
And that, well, okay, so when they started off with this, was saying, okay,
So where do the werewolf trials come from?
the werewolf trials come from England before the time of the witchcraft trials.
Oh.
Okay, so
I
they
never
happened
heard of them.
first. So there were what they called the werewolf trials, and it was the same exact thing as the witchcraft trials,
Mm-hmm.
except they were blaming all of these men for the missing children, this,
Well,
that,
how did they-
everything else. So
Mm-hmm.
they said, "Oh, they're a werewolf."
How did they test if it was a werewolf? Because I know
They didn't. They just killed them.
Oh, because I know they drowned women to see if they were witches.
Sorry,
They were in a different.
Nikki, repeat that.
I said I thought the werewolf trials were not in England; that they were in a different country.
Were they in
Pardon?
France? Were they in France by chance?
There was so there was werewolf trials in what would be Poland now. There were werewolf trials in what would be considered part of Germany now,
Yeah.
and there were
Okay.
werewolf trials in England. It
But
spread
they are
just like the
spearheaded by
witchcraft
the
trials did.
Anglo-Saxons,
Is that
which
just
is
stereotype?
out of England.
Yes.
So with the Anglo-Saxons, it wasn't a werewolf trial; it was a Viking trial. They were
Yeah,
killing off
but-
the Vikings.
Go Vikings!
But they were part of the issue with, oh God, brain fart. They were part of the issue.
I'll find it. I've got so many documents to read, it's not even freaking funny. Such as the Book of Tobit and other ones.
Yeah, so Robert's got it written here. Werewolf trials took place in parts of Europe through the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries, driven by superstition, religious and political clashes, and the desire to find scapegoats for harsh conditions. Many of the accused were beggars, hermits, and recent
Immigrants to the area.
Yeah, immigrants.
Immigrants.
Yeah,
Yep.
it literally was a Viking headhunt.
Yeah,
They-
it was a
They
catch-all.
really didn't like what the Vikings were doing within England
Why?
itself.
They were doing such good things.
Now,
Yeah, they were influencing wars like crazy.
Now, the very, very first person to be accused of being a werewolf was in a small village in France. The very first person that was accused, it was in 1521.
Yep, that would be the Beast of the Gowden.
Yes, and that was the beginning of
Very interesting story
the
because it
werewolf
has a lot of
trials.
influence.
From that point forward, they started saying, "Oh, well, that guy must be a werewolf because this happened," and it's
That
just
one had
like
a lot of
this first
Catholic,
one.
Catholic Church influence actually, with the Beast of the Gowden.
Yeah, the Beast of the Gowden is a crazy story. If you guys ever get a chance, you should totally read up on that. It's
Oh no, there's
actually really
videos on the Beast of the Gowden. They're just phenomenal.
Pretty
You talk,
incredible.
huh?
Pretty incredible.
Yeah, you're talking wolves that were like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, like it,
I mean,
it's
there
some,
were, and
it's
there's
some
wood,
crazy
there's actual
stuff.
wood carvings made of them.
Well, okay, but I mean, if you really think about it, though, there used to be wolves that were bigger. They had the Mackenzie wolves that were gigantic wolves, and we have documented cases of them actually existing. We have fossil records of them existing, and they were gigantic.
Oh,
So if you have these things running around, I mean, even if there's only one or two left of the species, if somebody sees that, it's like a freaking draft horse running at you with teeth. Like, those were huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could see where if somebody were to randomly see one of those out in the woods, and then, like, Billy from down the road walks out afterwards, he's like, "Oh, man, I'm tired." You'd be like, "Holy shit, Billy's a wolf!" Like, I could see it. I could see just the thought process of back in those days. Because that's not something you would see on a regular basis. So
No.
you would have to think it was something supernatural. Just like people thought with, like, gorillas back in the day. Well, nothing that big could actually exist. It has to be
So
supernatural.
the silver mountain, the silver mountain back, I think it is.
Yeah, the silverback
Yeah,
gorillas.
silverback. There you go.
Silverback.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
only that, but like
Well,
things like the giant octopus or the giant squid.
Right. The Kraken.
And draft horses in England or draft horses in Europe are much bigger than the draft horses here in the
Yeah.
United States and Canada.
Yeah,
much
well,
bigger.
Have you guys ever seen the super cow?
Yes.
That thing is like the creepiest freaking cow I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, ever. It looks like a cow had a bull on steroids.
Yeah.
Like,
Really creepy.
yeah, it is the creepiest looking cow ever. Ugh.
Okay.
Totally agreed.
Getting back to, so with the daemon, there was the Agatha daemon, or Agatha daemon rather, which was good. And this is as it develops. And you got the cocodamon, which was bad. So as time progresses and Christianity starts coming into the Roman Empire, they started looking around. They're trying to think how to convert the pagans. So they took the Minotaur and the Satyr, which have, goat legs, cloven hoof, and you got the Greek god Pan, which again has cloven hoof and goat horns, human torso. Well, you put wings on them and turn them red, you've got
Demons.
the perfect image of Lucifer.
Right.
Or the devil.
In Viking mythology had the goat men and everything
Right.
else too.
A lot of the old cultures had a goat human god.
I mean, look at the actual depiction of Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
He is a goat god.
Yeah. So to try to sway the populace, they made the pagan gods evil.
They did. It wasn't, and that's the thing is, it wasn't just the pagan gods that they
Right.
made evil. It was anything that went
Against God.
the views of the day.
Because at that point in time,
Right.
Jesus hadn't been born. Not quite.
No, that was during the switch over from the multi-god system to the sole proprietor one god system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Polytheistic to monotheistic.
Yes, and there's a lot of people that believe that the whole Egyptian story of Moses was actually the story of Tutmos.
Okay.
And that because he was Tutankhamun's brother. He was his older brother, so he was supposed to have taken the throne. Well, for some reason, there's no historic history of him up to this day, So they believe that he was actually Moses.
Okay.
And led the people from... So the story of, the two brothers that were... One was the pagan... this whole thing, they think it was Tutmos and Moses doing their thing.
Right.
Because Tutmos' father, Tutankhamun's father, Tutmos' father, went to a one-god system for a long period of time. He was trying to transfer everybody over to believe in just the sun god.
Mm-hmm.
And only pray to the sun god, who was their main source, main creator. So they think that the monotheistic one god system came from that.
Now, the Hebrew Bible is what mentions Lilith, and she became the queen of the demons in lore because she wanted to be equal to Adam.
Right.
And that's one theory.
Right.
And to create more demons, you have the succubus and incubus, which I always have a hard time. Succubus, I believe, is the female that takes the sperm from the male and implants it into the female through the incubus, and that birth is called a cambion. So a cambion is the offspring of the succubus and human. Merlin was supposed to be a cambion.
Supposedly.
Yeah. And, it makes me wonder if that's the Jersey Devil as well.
Yeah, maybe.
So, Pope... Go ahead.
He said could be.
No, I just said could be.
Oh, okay. So in 999... Yeah, please. And I didn't write his real name, but Pope Sylvester II was supposed to have had an affair with a succubus before he became Pope.
Okay.
And upon his deathbed, he confessed all his sins and was atoned. I've found that one interesting. So demons have their own personalities and agendas. And we've had this talk over the years on this show where, aliens, it's really unfair to label all Greys as scientists or whatnot, because they all, the movie Battleship was a perfect example where you had your mechanics and your medics and your, they all have their own, you have good reptilians, you have bad reptilians, you have good demons, you have bad demons. They all have their own personalities and their own agendas.
I've worked with all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with good and bad.
Well, that's what.
That's
That's what. That's what kills me with even TV today. All demons are evil. Oh my God! I've got a demon. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
Okay, I want to go back to something quick because I wanted to make sure I was correct first with what I was thinking.
You going back to Lilith?
The only thing that they used in the against the pagans is the word devil. That is the only thing that they actually added. Everything else is actually from the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Absolutely everything else about him, including
I want to
the
go back and
idea
read
of
the
him
Hebrew
being
Bible.
half man, half goat.
Right.
It was actually half man, half donkey.
Seriously?
Because the first story of him is him riding a donkey.
Okay.
And it was like they were one. Now, John, you asked about the tree and her meeting the devil. She never actually met the devil. She never met Satan.
So she just got
Because it's not described as Satan.
She just met a snake?
A talking serpent.
So
that is the actual translation from Hebrew to English, is talking serpent. Now, the thing is, there are beliefs that talking serpent was actually Beelzebub.
Oh.
The angel of Yahweh. Okay? God's right hand.
So he wanted them.
No. He wanted to know God's creation.
Ah.
And by no, you mean have sex?
Yes, he laid with Eve is the story.
And did he?
It is the start of the downfall of God's angel.
Oh.
Because he's actually, according to the timeline that they have so far of the Bible, hell wasn't created during the Old Testament. It was created at the end of the Old Testament. There was no hell before that.
Right.
Yeah.
All of that was playing up above of God creating hell and
there's
heaven.
not much talk about hell in the entire Bible.
No. There's also not that, if you go to the Old Testament, there's not that much talk about heaven.
No.
So
that's why
there's talk about God's plane.
You hear these preachers talking about hellfire and brimstone. Well, where are they getting it?
Well, okay, but
Dante's Inferno was actually the first accurate depiction of that version of hell.
The fire and brimstone thing, it wasn't hellfire. It was just fire and brimstone. And that's from the things he sent the angel of Yahweh to do.
I'm pretty sure it was.
He killed 70,000 people because David held a census.
Okay, was that
And he
like the
wasn't supposed
first
to.
rapture then?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because they literally just went to purgatory. There was no hell.
So he just took them and was like, you're in purgatory now.
Yeah, because, like he just killed them.
Well, I mean, I guess they needed people for the river of Styx, right?
Because there was no heaven and hell at that point. Because the word heaven didn't mean what we use it as today.
Oh, okay. Well, see...
it meant the other realm. That's it.
Right.
But the idea that we have of what heaven is now was created throughout the ages by man.
Yeah,
and also by prophets talking about what God has created in later times.
But isn't it true that whatever tis in the earth shall be in heaven, Bob?
Yes.
Okay, so wouldn't then our conceptual reality of what heaven is be heaven because that's what it is on earth?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So it's all
I gotta
thoughtful.
interject here because today there's a big threat with. Have you ever heard of the New Apostolic Reformation?
No.
So the New Apostolic Reformation is a bunch of crazies that.
Is this like the Haley Bob Comet people?
No, God, no. These are conservatives that are actually in our office.
Oh.
Marjorie Taylor Greene would be a good example of that.
Okay.
Paula White. They all
I get what you're saying.
They all claim that they have to do what's called take over the Seven Mountain Seven Mountain. Help me out here. I know you know it, Nikki.
Yeah, I can't think. I'm trying to get my brain to.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They want to get these new apostolic Reformation people
Yep.
into our culture, our arts, our government,
Yep.
our churches, and they're a threat to you. They're a threat to Baptists. They're a threat to other Christians. Because if you're not Christian enough up here, they're going to turn our
It's already
country.
happened.
Actually,
It's already
no, it's global.
happened
It's not even. It's
first
a global
time.
thing. They in their little twisted minds, which is completely unbiblical, are going to turn the earth into the kingdom of heaven, so that Jesus will come down.
Oh, okay, so they're just reverse. It's
Yeah,
like
but
Uno
they're a
reverse.
threat to everybody
no.
because if you get in their way, they'll try to destroy you.
See, but the problem is they're not actually a
They'll
threat to
find
me.
a way to destroy you.
Huh?
They're not a
You
threat
can
to me.
see it happening in the political arena
Right.
in the last
That's what
4
the threat.
years. It's really been bad.
You see these hands, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
These are God's hands.
Oh, I get that.
And they'll strangle a bitch, I don't care.
I mean, they've gone after the Christian community so hard in the last 3
Yeah,
years that
you-
Christians are going after each other.
Yeah, but even the
It's been really fascinating as
that's
to
it.
what I've
Thank
watched.
you, Paul. It's a Seven Mountain Mandate. So it's a
Yes.
mandate, or the Seven Mountain Prophecy is a strategy for evangelizing the modern world and enlarging Christ's kingdom. And yeah, it's your crazies, really. What?
I think we
Oh
found
God,
one.
what's she laughing over?
I don't know.
We're just sitting here like, yeah, demons and all this crap, right? And then we're like, yeah, those people are fucking crazy.
I reckon I got no reason to kill no one. Anyway, demons have their own personalities and agendas.
Yes,
Asmodeus.
they do.
Do they like have a
I can-
quota they gotta meet?
I can
So-
attest to that.
So the first one I've got
Why
really
do
is
they ever have their own personalities?
Oh.
Holy crap.
Like if they got their own personalities and all that, do they
Right.
got like a quota they gotta meet for Satan?
no.
They gotta give a certain amount of speeding tickets every fucking 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
For goddamn cops. I mean,
So the first
sorry, Steve.
the first one I got is Asmodeus, and he's
Mobius.
mentioned mostly in the book of Tobit.
Is that like Morbius?
No, Asmodeus. Actually, they all have different.
Osmosis?
Over the ages, they've got different translations, maybe a different letter in the word or whatever. And in the Talmud, story showed he had empathy. So,
Certain do.
huh?
I said, yeah, certain ones do.
They do.
That's what
They
I'm
do.
thinking. Okay, whoa, an empathetic demon?
Mhm.
He's all like,
Yeah.
it's okay, guys. I totally understand.
But then they're quick to fire. So in other words, they're quick to anger.
They're never
Very
trying.
quick to anger. So they've got empathy, but they'll
Right.
turn around and burn you in a heartbeat. So
Yeah, they're never
you gotta
trustworthy.
watch it.
I never trust one, but I've got no reason to
No.
go looking for one either.
So they're like, I feel bad for you, but ashes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the first demonologist you could also say was King Solomon, and I think you'd agree with that. With the what? All right.
Ed and Rain Warren were the first team. I'm sorry. No, stop looking at me like that.
Go ahead.
No, I don't got nothing.
Isn't Annabelle a demon?
Annabelle's a possessed doll.
Yeah, but by what? People are saying it's demons, it's a ghost of a tiny little girl. Which one is it?
No one says it's a ghost of a tiny little girl.
Where the fuck did
That's
you get
not
your
anywhere in the
information?
storyline.
Then I'm
It
here.
could have been a demon.
It's a murderer
It's like Chucky.
who did a ritual that caused him to live within the doll
Oh, that might.
and continue.
Oh, that was
killing.
Chucky.
Yeah,
That one
Yep.
too.
you were thinking.
And
That was
Robert.
Chucky. And Chucky's bride.
No, but Robert.
No, but the original book of the Annabelle doll,
Right.
not having anything to do with Ed or Lorraine for some fucked up reason.
Mm-hmm.
But the first book I found, that it's the same story as Chucky.
Makes you wonder.
Seriously?
Where were Ed and Lorraine?
Okay, I gotta tell you though, that
I don't know if they would give permission for the book because
Oh,
it
fuck,
had
okay,
nothing
that's
to
a fair
do
point.
with what they were saying.
That's a fair point.
okay, so do you know this Annabelle that came out, that creepy porcelain-looking doll with all the cuts on its face and
Has
everything?
nothing to do with Annabelle. Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann looking
It
doll.
looked like a Raggedy Ann doll,
Yeah.
which to me would
Looked
be
like
way
was not.
no, but to me would be way more terrifying.
Is not.
A Raggedy Ann.
Is not.
Okay,
Duh.
than
guess it
any
still
other
exists, so.
like puppeteer thing could
No.
be.
You know what's
If I was being
terrifying?
chased by a possessed ass Raggedy Ann doll, I would be scared shitless.
No.
Okay.
No. The fucking thing in Poltergeist that had the long arms that wrapped around the kid's little clown looking thing? Oh, hell no. That's more terrifying than Raggedy Ann.
No, it isn't.
Shit.
I'm telling you, man. If Raggedy Ann was running after me, going, "We want to play," I would be terrified. Okay.
Every person has
Uh-uh.
their own thing, so it just depends on each person. I mean,
Ugh.
I think
whatever
the
meets the road, that's really what it comes down
I think
to.
the porcelain doll would be more terrifying because you could easily kick a sock puppet like looking thing.
No, a shotgun.
Yeah, but a porcelain doll, you could just crack their face.
Yeah, guys.
Shotgun.
They're just a fucking doll. They're not that scary, guys. Like,
Shotgun.
You just
I've seen some
You
pretty creepy dolls.
keep
What?
saying that to yourself.
One good field kick and you could get rid of them.
From a kid's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
a kid's perspective they don't know.
But I am.
They're like, why is this thing acting like, why is it acting? Why is it behaving? Why is it's an inanimate object. So a
No.
kid already knows.
Yeah, but from
you know what was
they have
creepy?
an imagination.
From my
The
child.
Furbies.
I had an elf when I was a kid. It misbehaved. I shaved its fucking head. That little fuck didn't have any hair.
Yeah.
Brian.
When I was a young.
Oh, no, Paula.
I did that too.
Cole wouldn't be terrified. He'd step on it.
I'm a fucking fat guy. I'm eating that little gingerbread dude.
Yeah.
Question.
If I
What?
just
No,
put him onto the couch cushions, he'll be traumatized for life.
What?
Putting like Annabelle or a doll. Just put him under like your grandfather's or someone that passes a lot of gas. That doll will never like hurt you again.
No, that's why I thought Krampus was so hilarious. The movie they came out with? The little gingerbread dudes were the coolest ones in the whole
I
movie.
never watched it.
Never seen it.
Are you serious?
Yes, you did. You
I
went to the
I
theater.
watched it with
I
Tim.
saw that movie. Yeah,
No,
I
you
could
went with
handle.
Here with Ashley.
I couldn't handle the Jack in the Box though.
A
That-
Jack
No,
in the
no,
Box.
no,
No, not that thing. That thing was horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta
Yeah,
tell
it was
you.
a worm Jack
Yeah,
in the
I
Box.
do have to
It
agree
ate
with you.
people.
I know. I bought it for you.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was a little kid, okay,
You got a Jack in the Box?
no, my aunt gave me this little stuffed angel doll, okay, and it wound up in the back of it, and it would move its head back and forth, and it would be and it would have like a gospel-y type song playing, okay?
Really?
Yes. So
That's scary by itself.
my brother, being the awesome brother that he was, ripped the thing's head off, okay? And then he tried to put it back on the stake so that it would move back and forth again, okay? Well, at the same time that he put it back on, the batteries started dying in it. So its head just started spinning in a circle, and it went. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I remember my dad coming downstairs, taking one look at it, and just kicking it across the room, and was like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah.
So, off topic, but since we're talking about dolls and shit, you think Furbies were their first attempt at a form of AI?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh,
Absolutely
interesting.
not.
thought.
Why?
No?
They're about the 90th.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What
It
would be the
starts
first?
with, like, Tamagotchi and shit.
Yeah.
I was about to say Tamagotchi, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were.
No.
That's us being taught how to interact with the AI.
All right.
Yeah,
What
'cause you're
would be
learning
the
on their
original
own.
AI,
Yeah.
in your opinion, Cole?
The original AI was developed by... Fuck, what country is it?
Wait for it.
It's either Germany or Russia. And it was by their military.
Mm-hmm.
And it is where a lot of our future parts came from, like Furbies and Tamagotchis and stuff like that.
So
They came
they're-
off the basis of this.
So they're fucking spies.
It was a program that could run a troop. It was the first program that could actually decide the motions of a troop in the field.
Like tactics?
Yes.
Unit tactics?
It ran thousands of tactics in order to find the best position for them. And it's actually created a lot of video games based off of it now.
Right.
That's
Halo
just
has a form of it.
when you-
No, I'm
That
watching
is
Jim
not
Carrey
creepy.
ripping his
That's
face off.
beautiful.
Well, it's beautiful but sick and creepy all at the same time. And
It is.
if you think about it, how do we get our toys? How do we get our products? How does
Well, what's the
things up?
easiest
where did
way
they
to get
begin
it?
with? I mean, you go all the way back to nuclear physics, and there was a point to that. God damn it!
Yeah.
What's the easiest way to get a spy into someone's house is through the kids?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Well, okay, so this isn't how it happened, but I really wish it was.
Huh.
I really wish the reason we have the microwave, like the microwave oven,
With
is
kill
because
rats?
someone at the Manhattan Project got too close with a fucking burrito.
Yeah.
Like, I really wish that was the story.
Right?
And they're like, holy shit, it cooks.
Be a little more entertaining.
Now I don't have
I'm sure a few lab rats wound up running through the wrong place at the wrong time and whatever.
Oh, they had to have.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Or just like a fly.
And they were like,
You think
hey.
the first nuclear power plants?
Right?
There is no way some of them didn't have rats running through them.
Or like cockroaches or
okay.
just small
Okay.
insects.
No, cockroaches would have
So,
survived.
what worries
Yeah,
me, okay, is, you know, the show SpongeBob? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
So there
SpongeBob
is-
SquarePants.
Kayla, Patrick can't get you. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Square
no.
pants.
SpongeBob
Yeah.
SquarePants.
There's
Go
a
ahead.
big theory about Bikini Bottom being Bikini Atoll, and that is why all of them are like mutants and talk and like have all
Wait,
this.
did SpongeBob have sex with a squirrel?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
But there's also a theory that the Krabby Patties are actually made from Patrick because starfish can regrow, just chopping off one of his arms constantly.
Yeah, but so can sponges.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
It's a
Patrick.
mix between Patrick and SpongeBob.
Yeah, but it looks
That's
more
a Krabby
fleshy,
Patty.
so it's Patrick's.
Oh, no,
That's our
no.
offspring. Oh,
With a little bit of plankton mixed in.
You know what? That actually makes sense.
What?
That actually makes sense because Bikini Atoll is in the Marshall Islands, and
Yep.
the first movie that they made of SpongeBob,
Yeah.
when they come up on shore, they end up in San Diego.
And they always use
Not
the,
San Diego, but like LA area. I can't
Yeah,
remember which
and-
beach they ended up at.
they constantly use the image of that place having the bomb in the ocean.
They do.
They
Yeah.
Well,
constantly
Marshall
use it.
Islands, weren't they one of the nuclear test sites, weren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
are an island chain located between Hawaii and the Philippines. So, in the Pacific Ocean, like it does make sense.
Mm-hmm. And that's why SpongeBob
Right.
can talk.
Anyway, demons.
Astaroth. So Astaroth was originally seen as a goddess, but it was Aleister Crowley that actually turned her into a demon. Also seen as a Duke of Hell in the Lesser Keys of Solomon.
Oh, interesting.
And Belial, who is known as the king of evil, was seen as negative in general. So if you look at in the Bible, Belial is known as Belial or Beliar, Beliar, and was never mentioned really specifically as a demon. But anytime Belial was mentioned in the Bible, it was seen as just negative in general.
Oh my.
But not necessarily a demon. The Dead Sea Scrolls, which I get confused because I thought the Bible was the Dead Sea Scrolls, but there's actually apparently Dead Sea Scrolls that weren't a part of the Bible.
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Right. So the Dead Sea Scrolls themselves mention the angel of darkness. Maybe a fallen angel. Maybe not. Maybe just an angel of darkness.
Maybe he just tripped.
That could be. Or he turned the light out. The fucking light bulb went out and he became an angel of darkness.
I do have a question though about fallen angels. Can they become unfallen and go back if they do?
If you watch the TV show Lucifer, yes.
No.
But
No.
Supposedly not. However, the ones that I've worked with so many different beings. I've worked with angels and I've worked with fallen angels, and the fallen angels, they can never get back. However, that doesn't stop them from wanting or trying or trying to better themselves. From my experience, some of them, not all of them, but some of them.
No, but the point being, though, not all demons are evil.
Correct. And not all fallen angels are evil. So
Right. Right.
And FYI, angels have different colored wings. So there are numerous, and even fallen angels they do. Some people will say, "Oh, fallen angels, they have their wings ripped off." Bullshit. I've witnessed fallen angels with wings. So,
well, but that story falls straight from the first. From Beelzebub himself. Because it is actually written that when he fell, when the Lord took his wings.
So, I have a question for you. Is Beelzebub and Lucifer two different beings? Or is it the same name for...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So what's the difference?
Who the fuck... Paula, who the hell would answer them? Who the hell could answer that call?
Oh, medical alert?
Yeah.
The guardian angel.
Yes.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Sorry, dude, you're fucked.
Bounce.
Dude, Thor is like, I'm here for you.
So real quick, for anyone that wants to actually research this stuff, some old texts that you can actually look for, which they're on PDF. They'd be taken with a grain of salt. They're going to be translated. But you've got the Damascus document. Ever heard of that one?
I know documents.
And that's where, in the Damascus document, Belial is the demon that's going to be let loose in the end times. You got the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs.
Yep.
You've got the Ascension of Isaiah.
Okay.
Beliar is also known as Mantan-Bucus. What?
In modern times, if, let's say, the Damascus thing actually happened, okay? Friend, if he shows up on a fucking donkey, everyone's just going to be like, oh, look, the coffee guy's here. Like,
hey, the Swan Man! It's the Swan Man! His truck broke.
Have you ever seen anyone ride a donkey? You know how slow those things are? No one's going to be scared.
I bet if he went down one of the streets, he would get bullied so much.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So one theory is that when he was known as Mantan-Bucus, he may have been a good angel. And Beliar was the name he was given when he fell. And he couldn't get back up.
Well, I mean, come on. Like, the devil is known by so many names. There's, what, freaking, so many names.
So, another one for you to look up, Book of the Resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
And so Beliar may be another name for Satan. No one really knows. And again, it's Elias of Crowley that coined Belial as a demon. And it's also shown...
Look up anything to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
It's fascinating reading.
Oh, I plan on reading.
Years.
Trust me, I've got 10. I've got 10,000 documents so far downloaded that I have to read.
It's fascinating.
So Belial is also shown in John Milton's Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost.
Paradise. Yep.
Well, it's also like Morning Star and...
Right, Lucifer Morningstar. You know, and that's why you got...
Mephistopheles.
Well, that's why you've got, you know, because he was also known as the angel, or the angel of music.
Iblis.
And, oh my God, heavy metal is actually Satan singing to you and converting your kids into little demons.
Yeah, you know...
Okay, got a story about that, actually. So, when I first met Kayla, I went to her parents' house.
Stop.
And they had this teddy bear that used to sing...
Teddy Ruxpin?
Kinda. It was that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it used to sing this angelic song.
Oh, I've seen that. I've
Right.
actually played.
Yeah, you used to play with this thing all the time. And its batteries, like, kind of warped inside of it. We couldn't get the door open to replace them.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, it would just do it at night when everyone was
Just
like,
randomly.
just randomly.
Dad.
And it would do it slow and demonic. It was fucking awesome. I love that thing.
Paula's kids had a Furby that did that exact thing, except now it's stuck in demonic mode. It is never. He put fresh batteries in it. New door, put the door on. Everything else, fresh batteries. Still Satan Furby. It is a
Sweet.
frightening thing, and I want it back. I had
Do you know-
it,
We
and
should
it
get
went away.
You need a Furby.
But aren't Furbies... Okay,
Yes.
now this is the creepy part.
Yeah.
Furbies are supposed to mimic whatever voice they hear. So does that mean that, like, Satan lived in one of your kids' bedrooms? Because,
That makes you
They're
wonder...
not my kids.
Okay.
Not yet.
But you know what I mean?
That child
Like,
was a teenager, right?
oh, man.
There's a little Satan in every teenager. Let's admit that.
Hey, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah. Well.
And real quick, so Paula, if you want a copy of the 10,000 documents I got, bring me a thumb drive.
Okay, I know this is
along with
off
2,400
topic and the
videos
whole
I'm still
demon thing,
watching.
but seriously, when I was a kid, the best thing to teach your Furby was to sing the Fabu Fura from friggin' oh god, what is that show? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm from fucking Canada. I don't know shit what you're talking about.
I'm an adult. So
From the
I have no idea.
sorry, no, from the Grinch. From the Grinch, okay?
Yeah, the Grinch.
Oh, God.
Because the little Furby voice would be like, it was like the weirdest. Anyways, I'm done.
Wait, does the Furbies like copy what you're saying?
Yes, it mimics. Actually, there
That's
was
actually really big deal.
So
yeah,
just-
there was a case where they used a Furby as a material witness.
Oh, God.
Because it remembered and it would say what had happened. So it was actually in the person's room when the person got murdered.
Yep.
So they used the Furby as a material witness in the trial. Yeah.
I remember that. That was in the late 80s, wasn't it? Mid to late 80s?
That would have been mid-90s.
It would have been mid-90s.
Yeah, I think it was
Furby didn't come
it
out
was like
until the
95, 96. Yeah.
Eh.
I was not alive.
Are you sure? So I was working at Target in Atlanta in 99, 2000. And that's when the Furbies were the biggest hit.
That was the secondary release of the Furby.
Was it? Okay.
We need a.
And I never got to see any.
90s.
Because I ran the toy department and seasonal for Target in Atlanta, Georgia. And along with being in the Army. That's how much time I had off. But then something kicked off. And I had to quit. No, I got pinned in my sergeant stripes and I quit. That's right.
You know what we should have nowadays? With everything that's going on, we should have a comeback for Furbies.
Hell,
They
pretty
did
much are going
already.
back. Why not?
Seriously?
In 2007, the Furby came
Oh,
out.
I wasn't alive then.
And yes, in 19...
Shut up, kid.
In 1998...
Rick, we call those the good times.
98 was the Furby
I
Must
can't
Have You.
wait for the 80s to come back. What are you talking
Oh my
about?
god, no. No, thank you.
We have no more.
Big hair
privacy
bands?
in our
Woo!
home. What are you talking about? No way in the hell would I put something in my
You
house.
know what? The
I
big
don't even
hair
have an
bands.
Alexa or any of those things just because of cell phones in the house. I'm like, no way in hell am I putting a Furby or anything that can frickin' record like that. I mean,
I'm
we're
gonna be
already being no.
alive for the next 80s.
Okay,
Well, I was
so
gonna say
seriously
it
though,
And 90s.
but I wouldn't want to go back to the 80s just because. Do you know how annoying it was to carry that many quarters around with you everywhere you went?
Mom,
You know what? Managed to
Easy
do it.
way to.
Yeah.
There's an
That's the
easy
problem.
way so you
I
don't
didn't have
to
any
carry
holes in my
quarters.
pocket.
You just make
That's
them out of
what
either
plain
cardboard or
quarters-
plastic.
Nope.
No?
Just
Put it on a
remember the
string.
fuel prices back then.
Oh god.
Oh God, yes. And you can drive
Yeah.
it.
Remember the wages back then? No thanks.
Okay, so
Sorry.
no, but we're going to have the wages of today with the 80s culture coming back.
And the prices of the 80s.
Yeah.
What culture?
Yeah,
There was no.
What culture?
I think it was just a bunch of hippies.
big hair
The
band.
culture that was
I'm
Dude,
pretty
hippies
sure.
weren't in the 80s.
honey.
They
I
were the
lived
60s
that.
and 70s.
I am pretty sure
So that's-
that the
so
people of
80s are
Russia
disco?
really don't want the 80s
Grunge.
to come back. I'm
Oh,
pretty
no.
sure there's quite a few countries that are
Big
like, no
hair
thanks.
Well, they can go fuck themselves. Because you know what? They live in the
That
80s
was like
today.
50s.
David Hasselhoff is an idol in Germany. Not for Knight Rider,
Still,
but for his singing.
No, for eating a hamburger.
still.
No,
Oh.
Was World War II in
You
the
know-
because he sang like one album. And
Yeah, but have
they
you heard
worship
the
him.
rest of the Germans sing? It's all death metal. That's all they have other than that.
No, they got
no,
techno.
they-
That is not true.
Yeah.
There's no singing in techno.
That
They
is
still
not
got
true.
techno
No.
They also got
yeah,
they
techno.
also got very sad songs from like
What?
Jewish.
and punk. They have great punk.
Wow.
What? I'm not wrong.
Come on,
Your mother's
Scorpions.
side of the family is showing, apparently.
Scorpions came from
It's
Germany.
also your side. What are you talking? You're both pure German.
yeah.
Art.
I'm not.
We're
not-
Lord.
Dad's
Yeah.
Austrian, bro.
Okay,
she
so back
Austrian
to the
here?
demons and the angels and the.
Hey, we're having fun.
Yeah.
They were talking about Hasselhoff, so
We're bringing back
would be.
World War II.
So
Is Hasselhoff a demon?
he is.
Pretty
No.
sure
No.
He had a possessed car. Come on now.
Oh my god.
he has no talent. How do you think he got this far?
Don't you think Kent
or at
wasn't
least
a
made a
demon?
deal with the demon.
No,
So
wait.
he might have-
David Hasselhoff was Beelzebub, and
Okay,
Kent.
Well, that's
Okay,
it.
Well, the
okay.
demon
so wait. So the Crossroads demon then. Okay, so seriously.
Yeah.
Yep.
The deal with the Crossroads demon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it's only supposed to be like 10 years that
Right.
you're like famous for, right? Before like the hellhounds come for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, David Hasselhoff can't be because
What about
he's
Jack-
been around
Okay,
forever.
I have the segue for that.
What about
What?
Jack Black's?
He did not make a deal with the demon.
He made a deal with the devil.
During
the
Baywatch,
demon.
he rubbed Pam Anderson's boobs together and a genie popped out.
What about
Well,
what about the
I'll
whole,
go with that.
yeah!
Wasn't there a whole demon thing
Where
with
did
Jack
my band
Black
from?
and his band? Because they
You don't want to know that. What?
Wasn't there a whole
Yeah.
demon thing with Jack Black and his band during the?
The Pick of Destiny?
Am I thinking of?
And no, that's Satan. That's directly Satan.
That was Satan in
Yeah.
The Pick of Destiny, dude.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And then they wrote a Sasquatch into a rainbow fire.
After
Anyway,
Well,
Smokey-
and so same with Nicolas Cage in
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
That's Satan as well.
that would have been Satan as well.
So talking, okay, so seeing as though like you segued into Jinn or genies, which are not exactly the same thing, but
Close enough.
Have you seen Thinner?
what's your guys' opinion on a Jinn? What do you think?
I
about
think
a
Jinn's
Jinn?
just a different. So you got demons, and I think Jinn are just a different race.
Like an ancient
Jinn
race.
are a different category.
Yeah, a different
altogether.
different category.
Yeah, they're just some.
So I would almost put a Jinn in the realm of not actually the Fey realm, okay?
Don't they grant
No,
wishes?
no,
In
absolutely
their-
not.
Own realm,
Right.
kind of like how you have the difference between our realm and the Fey realm, but it's like.
But
a Jinn
they aren't
realm.
even related to the Fae.
Yeah.
They're
Don't-
an ancient race. Absolutely.
Don't jinns grant wishes?
At a cost.
What's the
At
usual
a cost
cost?
you don't want life.
Okay,
Oh.
so there's two different movie portrayal or pictures of a genie / Jinn. Okay, and the two most famous are Aladdin, where it's the
3
good
wishes.
genie with 3 wishes, but they all end up a little bit wonky anyways because.
You got to be very specific about what you
Yeah.
wish for.
Yeah.
And then there's the like Wishmaster version,
Yeah. I like the
Okay.
Wishmaster version though.
where he completely misconstrues everything you say and makes it something horrible every time. It kind of like that whole you can't have something for nothing.
Now, what's interesting is in Islam they actually believe in demons and the jinn.
Uh,
And if I remember right,
That's
only
because they're different.
yeah, no, absolutely, but only an imam can actually fully remove a jinn. So an imam would be like your clergy.
Okay.
Depending
Now wait a
on
minute. I called
the-
beg to differ with that because of my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I beg to differ big time with that because of what I've dealt with. So, I've had. I got to be careful how I say this.
So
There was somebody
here's the
who had-
caveat. Here's the caveat to that. You can be taught by an imam. You can find the information online.
Yeah.
But
and-
that depends on which type you're talking about.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
There's 4 different. There's 4 or 5
Mhm.
different religious texts
right.
that jinn or djinn
Mhm.
come from.
Okay.
There's 4 different religions that they're based off of. So
Which one?
Red Robin.
Arabic is definitely one of them.
Right.
They're all Middle East. I can't remember. I read
Yeah.
this the other day.
Probably Turkish.
Okay, so Jinn have a proclivity to clay as well.
Okay.
Okay, clay and stone. So, which is why in all of the fairy tale versions of Jinn,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you have things like the Cave of Wonder, you have things like the lamp, and different materialized objects made out of either clay or stone
Right.
that encase them, because stone and clay is not a big conductor, and it can encase the fire within a jinn, supposedly. Which is why, through many, many years of misconstrued fairy tales, it ended up being a genie in a lamp.
Right.
Okay? Because people back in, like, ancient Egypt really did believe in these, and they really did believe that they were actually full-fledged creatures, and that they needed to protect themselves from them.
Right.
Which is why a lot of things then were made out of different materials like mud, brick, and clay. Okay. There actually is a huge theory that that's one of the reasons that the pyramids exist. Okay, and that the actual power source for the pyramids, not saying that I definitely believe in this in any way, shape, or form, but that the power source for the pyramids was trapped jinn.
Mm-hmm.
So, Arabic, Aramaic, Islamic, Hijaz, Palmyra, and Baalbek.
I just got told
they-
I'm missing one.
I might be, but that's what I have listed here.
Like the Baalbek temple?
That's your main ones.
Friend, well, and Jewish.
Yes.
Friend, but Jewish, the Jewish people are considering them angels and demons.
Yes, just by different naming.
Yeah. But it's all, and in my opinion, all based off of one picture, I believe also, Mexican.
They were, there was stories about the jinn in the time of the Mayan.
Okay, you know that cone and the ball
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
in Mexico?
Yes.
So, one of the first depictions of a jinn is a winged genie with a bucket and cone.
Really?
And it's a pine cone. So,
What can I say?
That's different.
Mexican.
Because, to be perfectly
Mexico
honest,
has pine trees?
I have never thought of
No, but
the
neither
jinn
does
as
Islam.
having wings.
The jinn?
Yes.
The Middle East
I've
doesn't
never
either,
known him
and-
to have wings.
Yeah, to
That's a
have
pine
wings, they're more of a energy source. They're more of a floating orb than a wing. Like, they're fire and water and ice. Like,
You
know
just
what I
are.
got somebody laughing.
mean? Wing jinn.
Yeah, somebody's laughing. I can hear it on the other side. They're loving the description of this.
So, yeah, the winged genie in the bucket and cone motif depicted a divine entity, probably a forerunner of the pre-Islamic.
Yeah, and I don't really know because I haven't focused on the side of what you would call genie versus jinn before. Okay, I don't understand where the concept of the wishes actually came into play,
Right.
or why all of a sudden it was a random chick in a
Thousands
belly
of years
dancing.
ago.
Yeah, you know.
Hmm. Well, yeah, they're an ancient race.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
wish I could say something on it, but I'm not picking up anything, and that's all. You know,
Yeah,
they're
that
very,
guy.
very,
Thank
they're
you, Robert.
very, they're very different. What do you say?
That's not a jinn.
Are you fucking
Did he
from there?
say?
Like, he posted a picture on the Discord.
This is a man with wings.
Yeah, it's just the picture that the thing described.
Okay.
It's cool.
He's got a long beard
Really cool hat.
thing and wings.
And his grippers are out.
Either a really
And
cool
looks like
hat
he's
or
about to
a
shove
really
that blanket in
awesome.
some way.
He has a really cool hat or a really awesome
And he's
mullet.
carrying a bucket.
We need to see what the image next to him is. Because this can go wrong in so many ways.
It's a guy bent over. That's
He's
what the cone's going.
such
Quiet.
Then why does he have the... Oh, I know why he has the bucket.
That's the shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things happen when you put something up there like that.
Yep. Yep.
Dr. Jin. These are gonna make you dumb constipated.
Well, yeah, I won't even say it.
Share with the group, Eric. Share with the group.
You know, I never thought
You know
about this until just now.
circle jerk?
Jinn are easier to talk to than demon. Much easier to talk to.
Okay, so I am confused because the picture that Robert put up, and you said, yeah, that's the picture that you saw of the Jinn, right?
Yes.
That's a Sumerian god. That's actually on one of the walls.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know that
Robert,
picture.
send it.
So jinns can't be gods now?
in
You got
Messenger.
something against them?
We're making fun of God.
No, but that goes with the story of the Watchers. Like, there's this whole...
Depends on whose culture you're running there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean...
Brent, you got to remember, though, like, every time you have a culture, it splits.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
for sure.
The little pop culture to the side of the whole Jinn thing, they did with the Miss Marvel TV series last summer, as a matter of fact, on Disney Plus. They actually they have a superhero now, a teenage character from Pakistan, and she derived her powers from the Jinn artifact. So it's a bangle that allows her to have powers of. John, help me out on this. You know much about this?
No, I don't really watch TV.
I haven't watched that far ahead, so...
I think it was the word for the spell was Shazam, which has been used quite a bit from other lots as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think the way they're portraying is that the Jinn are interdimensional beings.
Yes.
Yeah. So that
They're interdimensional.
and they
In that way, they're very much like a demon because they can go in and out of other dimensions and other realms.
But
That much I know.
But they weren't necessarily demons. They were just.
No, I know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's at least in popular culture, it looks like now they're trying to swing it back around, and it is a good thing. It is teaching younger people that hey, there's more than just what's out there. You're going to meet the little world. So
Yeah.
Well,
And I actually heard stories about soldiers coming back from Iraq and bringing artifacts back with them, and actually having very serious issues with the unknown. Now, was it Jinn that came back with them? Was it a demon? Was it just a spirit? Or something was pissed off.
if I can tell you, if I'm going to Europe, I'm bringing a ball of gin back
There's
with me.
certain things.
yes,
So, according to the teachings of the Quran, okay, a jinn is described as living alongside other creatures, but from a world other than that of mankind.
Yeah.
And
They're
that,
called the hidden.
though they see us, they cannot be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, in their culture, it's almost sounds more like a shadow person versus
Like a watcher.
yes, yeah, or like a watcher,
Yep.
or something to that nature, other than a big blue genie with cuffs.
So the guy with the pine cone.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but Mom, they don't have to be blue. They can
Or
also
the
be
3 seashells.
They can
like
be red.
normal skin color.
Oh God, the 3 seashells.
That's the gin from the
That's
sea.
that.
Exactly, that is for shit.
This is an inland forest gin.
What?
This is an inland forest gin. That's why he has the pine cone?
Oh.
It's a forest gin?
Sure. I don't fucking know. I don't remember that.
That's not a pine cone!
It's a pine cone!
That's a butt plug!
Oh dear God.
Oh my God! Really? You
You
came up
have
with
been
butt plug
using
into that?
pine cones the wrong way for a long time, obviously.
And how exactly do you know about butt plugs? Don't answer that.
There's a long story.
I don't want to know the story. I already know too much.
I've seen it.
Wait, you know your mom's story about a butt
family's
plug?
histories?
No, I don't want to learn about family history. It involves that. That is something I don't want to image.
Just remember, wash your pine cone before using.
It's okay. Eventually, you have to upgrade, though. You end up at pineapple.
All I'm seeing is the way that he's holding that. It looks like he's going to screw it backwards and forwards, and his eyes are like, hello.
Good thing there's a
Or
hole
like
in
it's a
that
surgical
pine cone.
device.
It's a creepy photo, really. Like,
Why?
look at him.
Just because
He's just coming at you with a pointy cone in his hand and a little baggie.
It's a ray
Now all
gun.
I can imagine is him poking the guy in the eye.
It's a ray gun.
Take that.
Like, this is Watcher chloroform waiting to happen. I don't know. Like, he looks like sinister. I don't know. He looks
It's not the
creepy.
ether bunny.
Like, he's coming up and he's like, hey, I want to touch my pine cone. Like, I don't like
Why gotta
it.
make him do a creepy guy? He's just doing his day-to-day job.
He's just doing his job. Picking
No,
pine
Rick.
cones for the
She's
good.
not a watcher. She's a voyeur. Big difference.
Okay, but seriously, that can't actually
Just put it
be...
down that way.
That can't actually be a pine cone.
Yeah, good.
No, it can't. Because, like I said, this relief carving is off of a wall in ancient Samaria.
So?
They didn't have pine trees there, dude.
Yeah, they went up north. Got one. Brought it down.
Where the fucking north are they going to go to get a pine
The
cone?
land bridge was still there.
Up
Russia.
north.
Whatever.
Like, seriously?
Like-
This is that whole you can't identify anything on a map thing again.
It is.
You forgot Russia was there?
I totally forgot about Russia.
And they had cedar trees in Lebanon. And
They just
the
brought
Middle
a
East.
pine cone down. Said, look at this. This is where a rat hid from a meteor and fire.
What?
Yeah! You know...
Cool. That's the native story of the
Yeah,
rat.
the rat, the
that created
deer.
the pine cone,
that hid in the pine cone.
and that's why they look like little mice feet.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why dinosaurs...
It's a crow story.
Fuck,
died.
you American natives are just weirdos. Like,
Hey,
what?
I'm a Canadian native.
Are you?
Yes.
Where were you born?
In America. But my ancestors...
No, you're pure American. You can't hide behind the old dad's Canadian. You don't.
I'll just
You're
be like
American.
one of those white women.
You want to be one of those white women?
Yeah. Since I'm part
Oh, are you
of
going
this, I can
trans?
say...
He's going trans.
What the hell?
Oh,
Definitely my
God.
son. Definitely my son.
So you want to become a woman?
No, not...
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
can
Jolene, calm down.
Just suck on your popsicle or something.
Okay.
Whatever.
So,
Okay, so, like,
yeah.
with the JInn, though,
Yeah.
we have to throw away all notions of what Aladdin taught us, don't we? Like, because there is no actual, there's no actual documentation that he gave us. Jesus Christ.
No, he didn't give us Jesus Christ. That was God and Mary.
Job.
Didn't you just say that
You
JInn
just
was
said
a
there
god?
was no documentation that he gave us
No,
Jesus Christ.
But that they give us 3 wishes. That's never been
Oh.
documented in any actual documentation, right?
Not until probably the media.
Hey, I have,
Movie.
Yeah.
I have a question. Who was Mary's husband?
Joseph.
Joseph?
Oh wait, no, Yosef.
That would suck to be him.
Why?
Because
Because
she's
of
known for
Doesn't
being
suck.
Virgin Mary,
Got
and
knocked up by God.
Because
Really, like, how hard would it be to follow
Pretty hard
God?
to
Like,
stand up in comparison or going
Yeah.
forward.
because his wife slept around on him.
yeah,
She was a virgin, John, when Jesus was born, not when his brothers were.
yeah, but still,
Joseph's brothers got with her.
Wait, does Jesus have
And
brothers?
Yeah.
What?
Even more than she
Yeah,
would.
that would be a hard.
Other.
That would be hard to.
You've never heard of Bob?
Jesus, Brother
No.
Bob.
I heard of Brian.
Brian and Bob.
No, I heard
He's not the
about.
Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Wow. That's why he disappeared for so many years. Okay? He was in rehab.
All right. So, Cole, you had a question about Jen. What
Well-
the hell was the question? Jen?
We all have to we have to throw away the notion that they act like of anything that Aladdin taught us, because that story has no merit.
Well,
Pretty freaking much, unless you can find documentation talking about the three wishes somewhere, and how far back that goes.
I've got
so
And who created the story? If it's not a real story, then who the hell created it?
it was Disney.
I don't think it was created until the 19th, 18th centuries when they came out with stories.
Yeah.
I mean, look at fairy tales. Look at and where did they come from?
They all come from other stories and other fairy tales
Mhm.
that originate from other religions and
That's the problem with some cultures
keeps
when
on
they
being
don't
changed.
allow you to write, and it's all oral tradition.
yeah.
You know how oral tradition goes. Things change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's changed.
If you don't have it written down, people are going to change it, and it's just going to keep
Well,
on spiraling.
that's a problem with the Druids. Most of the Druids' true rituals and true religion, if you want to call it that, was oral tradition. They didn't write down what they did.
And once some of them died off, most of the traditions got lost and just kept on being changed, sometimes for evil intent.
1709.
The 8th century.
Really?
Actually, Robert says The Ridiculous Wishes of the Three Ridiculous Wishes is a French literary fairy tale by Charles Perrault, published in 1697 in the volume titled Histories ou Contes du Temps Passé. You will find reference from the first mainstream genie, and Three Wishes originated from the 1697 French book.
Okay, see, and I was going off the actual story of Aladdin, and
Okay.
his first was, and it's French again,
Yeah.
and
they probably took it off the 1697 book. And
Okay.
just converted it to the Roman.
Which was originally taken off of
Mm-hmm.
the Arabian Nights,
yes.
Oh.
which is
But-
a fairy tale series.
The Arabian Nights has no mention of Aladdin meeting a genie.
Okay. In Arabian Nights, there is a story of a magical being, not a genie, that grants wishes. Which they just mished the Aladdin story from Arabian Nights with the Three Wishes story from Arabian Nights to create that genie.
Yep. Sounds of it.
Which originally was called like 1001 Nights or some shit like that.
Yeah. Another document I gotta find.
But yeah, the Arabian Nights book was originally written by, oh my god, Robert Burton? Richard Burton. In the 8th century.
Larry Bird. Bob. Gotta be Bob.
Billy Bob?
What about Bob?
Billy Bob Burton?
Billy Bob Burton.
Okay.
Most scholars agree that the Nights was a composite work and that the earliest tales in it came from India and Persia. At some time, probably in the early 8th century, these tales were translated into Arabic.
Okay, so originally...
So they're way before that.
It was even way before that, yeah.
And we won't... there's no way to actually tell.
If this is all true or lies.
Well,
from
okay.
that.
So I would assume that just like with a lot of other cultures, fairy tales and different things like that, the concept of the genie granting wishes and making it like wishes that didn't necessarily fully pan out for the person would have been like our version of the fairy tales and like the moral of the story is type thing, where back then the moral of the story is you work for what you get versus you just get something for nothing, basically.
It was probably a guy named Aladdin. Friend said to another guy, "Frick, I'm thirsty. It's hot out here." And the guy said, "Oh, here's a bucket of water," and it was salt water. Moral of the story: don't bitch about being thirsty when you're in the Middle East.
Yeah, there's
no point. Everyone's thirsty.
There's a bunch of other starving children.
Yeah, as shown by this pine cone.
Here, suck on this.
Oh, God.
Then come back to my place. I can show you another thing.
I can show you more pine cones.
Pine cones are worse than pineapple.
So, no, that's, I don't know. There's a whole section of, like, demons and all that jazz that we kind of left out so far.
Like how?
And
well, demonology as a science or as a study is interesting reading.
I mean, like, okay, so the one that's always been interesting for me, that I've always wanted to kind of learn more about, and I haven't actually got around to it, is the concept of the actual, like, hellhound.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh!
Because I'm interested in a non-humanoid creature with abilities and with, you know what I mean?
And with a motivation.
Every time that somebody brings up any kind of creature, they're all basically humanoid looking or humanoid acting or, they transform from this into a humanoid, that type of thing.
You want me to tell you a story, Kayla?
Teach me your ways. No.
I have a story for you.
About a hellhound?
We're gonna call him a hellhound. I call him my puppies.
Puppers.
These things look like bears with no hair. If you've ever seen pictures of a furless bear.
Yeah, I love those things. They're so cool.
You know? That big. I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 times the size of that. Well, more like 4. You gotta think about that. The bear is... No, you're talking 6 times. 6 times the size of that. And their head... Oh, my God. And sporadic, spiky hair around the head.
Ooh, a skin mohawk.
Yeah, pretty much. But bigger ears. And the ones that I've worked with, they, in the paranormal, I've been allowed, I had permission from a lot of different beings when we went after a whole team of wannabe demons that was affecting a human. Infecting, I should say. I got told that if I wanted, I could use this being's dogs. And I call them demon dogs.
Yeah.
And I've never seen demon dogs before. I was like, oh, you're full of shit. You know, I just kind of... boy, was I wrong. And I had 2 dogs. There were 6 of them originally, but I had 2 dogs that came up to me. And one of them, the head is as big as, well, bigger, actually, bigger than my table. And my table is like, the table that's in front of me right now is like 3 feet wide. Over 3 feet wide, now that I think about it. Over 3 feet wide and close to 3, almost 4 feet deep. Big animal. And loved having its ear scratched. Weirdest damn thing. Spiky hair, because you go to scratch underneath ears or underneath their chin, and it's like, okay, those hairs are sharp. Watch your hands. You don't need pinpricks through them. And they literally, when a demon was thrown off, they would literally, the dogs, I should say, but this one liked to stick around me the most. And the demon was literally thrown off and chewed. I mean, these demon dogs literally ripped a wannabe demon to shreds. And the owner, and I'm not saying who the owner is, but the owner was like, Nikki, do you want him to terrorize, torture, or what? Because this thing went after a human soul. What do you want the dog to do? And I went, oh, well, for the first few that are coming, because there were a lot of demons, and they were piddly-ass, just minuscule wannabes. So the first few layers that came off were not very old. And I'm like, just chew them up. And it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, I kind of want to know, but I don't. When a demon dog chews up and destroys, I mean, you that animal destroys a being of that nature, what happens to does the dog shit it out? I mean, the biomechanicals of this, So I think about stuff like that. We went through layers upon layers, and when we started getting down to the middle layer, I was like, no. I asked the owner, I said, can they start torturing them now? Because these are starting to get into the layers of. And the owner was like, yeah, that's fine. And he gave the order, and the dogs knew what to do. And it was, I've never seen wannabe demons scream and plead for their lives. And they knew these dogs are well known on the other side. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we'll do whatever you want, Nikki. And I'm like, no, you went after a human soul deliberately, and you decided to torture this soul, and I'm like, we had so many beings around at that time who were watching. It was like being in the Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum. It was a bizarre experience. I've never experienced anything like that before. But yeah, I mean, the demon dogs, they ate them. I mean, they ate them like if they were nothing. And they were well known. But I'm, oh my God, they are so funny. When you get them off by themselves and they're not doing their job, and you get an opportunity to feed them something that's not so nice, they love up to you like it is. There's no tomorrow. They're sweet and cuddly, but they're big and ugly looking, and they're not ugly looking. I love them to pieces.
I'll put a wig on them.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, they're really sweet. There's a couple of them I just dearly love to pieces. But,
oh, I love it, Robert.
But yeah, they're it's comical, but they have really a very serious, vicious side. And it sounds like fairy tales, but I've never experienced or seen anything like it before. It was a hell of a learning experience for me. It was my very first experience with them.
Demon animals, okay, like entities that are like demons and stuff. I am pretty sure that there was a little while there where like a demon crow was after me. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, for like a month straight.
Birds ain't real.
Oh no,
that was a drone.
I'm
that
serious.
Was a drone coming after you.
For like, this was like 5 years ago, and for like a month straight, every single night, there would be this giant like crow dude in my dream that would be like chasing me and trying to get me. Okay, and then I was walking, and I was in Bellingham walking, and a dead crow fell out of a tree in front of me. And then there were like crows all over the place for this entire freaking month, and then they just like disappeared. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that at one point there was like some kind of crow demon trying to like eat me. Like, it was creepy.
Oh, that's a message.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I was like,
That's
sorry.
a message.
I'm sorry.
That was a raven
You were
drone.
having messages.
I'm like, dude, I need to go back to like I don't even know, like Goodwill and put back whatever I just bought. Because
I do have a question about fallen angels and about how most fallen angels look humanoid. You know those. They're called biblically accurate angels that have all the eyeballs and the wings and.
Yeah.
Are there any fallen angels of those? Because
yeah, but by the time they hit the ground, they only had 2 eyes left.
Because I constantly see fallen angels that are human-like, but I've never seen one that looks like one of those.
Bullshit.
Creatures.
When the fuck did you see a fallen angel?
No, not like in media images and all that. Not in real life.
I won't say they're aliens, but they're aliens.
Okay, I'm sorry, but all I can think of when you're talking about these fallen angels is Buzz Lightyear in that movie where he's like,
oh God,
I'm falling with style! Like, you know, like...
Fucking Toy Story?
I just...
that movie like Toy Story?
This is like one of the most iconic stories.
My bad.
Oh God. No, you know, it's stupid how close-minded people can be. Because I remember being on, I think it was my first or second interview on Space Radio with Dave, and the first time I came out and said, not all demons are bad, his chat room went fucking berserk. Oh my God! Did he just say demons are good? Oh, yeah, I did.
There are some that are good, but they're classified as a demon in the demon category.
Oh no, absolutely, they are demons, but again, not all demons. You know, it's like classifying all aliens as evil.
Yeah. They just
And
take
people
one
do
cookie
not
once in a while.
comprehend that because
No, and it comes with the way they were raised. It comes with how they were, how they were taught.
Yep.
And I get that, but and I'll say, a lot of demons get misclassified or misconstrued as alien, but some demons actually are enemies of reptilians.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that.
I don't know if Keith would agree with that, but I would.
I'm speaking from experience because we actually fed a red reptilian queen
Wait a minute,
2.
you just cut out.
Huh?
You just cut out. Say that again.
So we actually, in one of our cases, fed a red reptilian queen 2 demons.
Wow.
So, yeah, we made a pact. Well, I say we, but one of our members made a pact with his demon allies that he actually worked with, because we had a multiple alien race war going on with the Astral team. And
that was fun.
Oh no! Yeah, when they call Izzy into their case, that no. And that was interesting because there was an alien race that looked like a slug, and about the time one of our members asked, should I slice it with the sword? I'm like, no, because you got 2 of them. Too late. Yeah, okay, now you got 2 of them. Great. But yeah, so many aliens do hate their enemies with some alien races.
Can a human eat a demon?
Huh?
Can a human eat a demon?
Eat? They probably taste like chicken.
I mean, like...
What, you want to try one?
Okay, because you're talking about like a demon eating an alien or an alien eating a demon.
Oh,
right?
so
like...
KFD, Kentucky Fried Demon.
Oh.
Like,
Jesus.
like, if a human were to try to, like, eat a demon, would it just, like, possess them?
I have no idea.
Would it like just be like, oh, ew?
That one's
Or
beyond
would it
my
give
pay
you
grade.
like ultimate power? Like
Yeah,
It's no fucking Highlander.
It could be. It could be like Kirby. It could be a Kirby situation. You need it, you get his powers.
That never happened. What?
Vacuum cleaner?
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Holy shit,
Is it
you
Kirby?
really are old.
No, the little pink guy that floats around.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, Kirby.
Is that Richard Simmons?
With a banana schlong.
Like a pony.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like if it's an actual physical being.
Richard Simmons is Pennywise.
I don't
Okay.
know. See, no, I've always thought of demons and all of these things that people say, oh no, they're all evil. They're all evil, right? I think of them like people think of wild animals, okay? So like a bear, okay? A bear can hurt you, it can rip you apart, it can eat you, it can do all kinds of crap. But that doesn't make it evil. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's nature.
Nikki, go look in the other chat.
Oh, dear God. What the shit?
I told you, Pennywise with a banana schlong.
Bears are evil. Yeah.
Bears aren't evil.
Bears are evil.
That's a gooey duck, by the way.
we had to make you had to make you lose your voice here before the end of the night.
Yeah. Well,
Not like it's that hard tonight, but yeah. Oh.
Oh my God.
it was intended to torture somebody, and like I said in the comments, in hindsight, I should have been much worse on them. So, yeah.
So Pennywise wasn't in the movie it wasn't Pennywise in the end spider demon?
No, he is not a demon.
Go ahead.
Let John filter that one.
Pennywise is actually something called the Deadlights. Deadlights is from a realm above ours with the whole turtle thing. He is a mortal enemy of the turtle, which kind of just threw up our realm and plane. But Pennywise is the Deadlights, and a spider is the closest thing that humans can comprehend his true form.
So what was his purpose here?
His purpose?
To take souls?
No, his basic
He got
purpose
stuck
was
on this
to...
side because he's from the Dark Tower. The Dark Tower realm, at least.
His basic purpose was
that-
to get back up to fight the turtle again.
Yeah,
He was
because
just
he
stealing.
accidentally got like exiled here.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't mean to be here.
He didn't want to be here in the first place.
He was just a misunderstood clown.
He was just trying to get home.
Yeah,
and to be perfectly honest, he would be more of an alien than a clown.
So it'd be Pennywise phone home.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And he's just stealing kids to gain back power so he can actually leave this place.
Yeah, basically what he was doing was trying to consume enough calories and shit to
just stay here.
Leave.
Get home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And go back to his deadlight brother and kill a turtle.
Now, what other entity is just like Pennywise?
Mary Poppins.
Oh.
Mary Poppins is almost exactly like Pennywise, except she does not take child's fear. She, what was it?
She feeds off their laughter.
Feeds off their laughter and happiness. She almost has
That
the
evil
same powers as Pennywise, just does it better. She doesn't kill them. She just makes them laugh and have
Kind of like Monsters Inc.
So yeah, seriously, like Monsters Inc. Like instead of getting their scare power, she gets their laughter and
because it has more power than a child's.
So you can say
being
Monsters
terrified.
Inc. is kind of a weird equivalent of Mary Poppins in modern form.
Yes.
Well, not only that, but Mary Poppins and it all rolled up into one.
Yeah, because the laughter of a child is more powerful than the fright of a child.
Well, actually, if you really want to look at Monsters Inc., all it is basic psychology.
Yeah.
It's teaching you that laughter's the best medicine, basically.
instead of just scaring a child.
Yeah. Don't scare
next
somebody
week-
into submission. Make them do it on their own fruition.
So next week we're talking reincarnation
Yes.
Oh,
and past life.
Reincarnation and past lives
Yeah.
next week. Yeah.
Awesome. Great one. Great subjects.
It'll be a fun subject.
Yeah. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be pretty awesome. Mary Popson's the Time Lord.
Oh, I don't think I'm coming back.
Huh?
I don't think I'm coming back
For what?
next week.
Why?
I don't like to reincarnate.
Oh.
So
I'm
you're
gonna stay at this one.
planning on
Okay.
dying next week?
Oh, found a
Fuck.
peanut. Found
Oh,
a
damn.
peanut.
Then we have no one to-
Peanut just now. Yeah.
Oh, that peanut.
So,
Paula, you can't. Kayla's allergic to you.
Peanut man.
yeah.
so on the topic, before next week, I want like everybody thinking about past lives and about reincarnation and all of that. So I just want to go around the panel really quick here and ask you, if you were to be reincarnated after you die in this life,
I ain't fucking coming back.
what animal do you think you would come back as? Not humanoid, but
I have a
animal.
I have a question about this rule because I've thought about this so many times. Does it can it be mythical? Can it be of this world? Can it be a different world? And
Anything you want. What's up?
anything?
Yep.
You're gonna come back as Yoda, ain't you?
No. What's it called? Wait, come back to me. Go there.
Okay. What would you come back as, Cole, if you had to come back as an animal?
Oh God, he's thinking.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Do you want what I want to come back as, or what
Sure.
I'm supposed to?
Let's have both.
Well, yeah, I want to hear
What
both.
would you want to come back as?
A mosquito.
Huh?
Why?
It's quick, it's easy, let's get that fucking thing over with.
Okay.
He's gonna hit a windshield and go splat.
Friend.
Oh, you know what I first thought of when you said that, Eric?
But what I'm supposed to is a wolf.
You're supposed to be coming back as a wolf?
Yeah.
Is that like a tribal thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so Eric,
Funny.
what would you come back as if you had a choice?
A unicorn.
You'd be a unicorn?
I would be.
Would you be one of the trash unicorns that like... Have you ever seen those? Those are
I'd
cool.
be a whore.
You'd be a horicorn. Yeah. What about you, Rick?
Do I have to come back as anything? Or wait, animal? Do I have to come back as an animal? Because I'd like to come back as an ATM. Anal? No. Animal? No. I'd like to come back as an ATM. Seems like a gig. So, well, not these days because people tend to like wreck them and steal them.
No, people run into them with their car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 68 Mustang. That'd be pretty awesome.
No, I
Animal? No, animal. I don't know. Basset hounds seem to live a pretty good life. They're pure breed. People love them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nicky.
Okay.
And
Nikki.
that's what I'd come back as.
Dragon?
Okay.
Dragon.
Oh, hey. Nice. What would you come back as, Nikki?
I do say I have to. I gotta love the
camera?
demon dogs, but
Camera.
actually, I like the idea of the dragon. I also like the idea of like a bald eagle, but bigger.
Like a
Bigger.
Thunderbird?
Yes. There we go.
Nice.
In reality, I ain't coming back.
I would come back as an octopus.
Ooh.
I think that would be cool as shit, to be an octopus. What about you, Johnny?
An orc.
You'd be an orc.
Yes. The first subclass in orc in 40k, personally. Because they have a power that I would very much like to have. Which is anything you could think or imagine is real life. I would love that ability.
With Nikki's reference right there, she's right. You ain't no fucking Ursula. You're Flounder. Don't even... or the seagull.
I'd be the damn seagull and you know it. You want to see him a doodle? Okay.
It would be one of the sequels in Finding Nemo. Mine?
Oh, really? He went with the freaking seagulls from Finding Nemo? Wow. Mine. Oh.
Again.
Well, then you know I'd be in Robert's backyard because I'd be at P42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Oh, I want to change mine. I want to come back as koala bear.
A koala?
Yeah, eat people's faces off. They look cute, and you just get to jump down on top of them, rip their faces off, and
they eat eucalyptus, bro.
Everything in the world.
Yeah, but koalas are... But they're so specific with the type of eucalyptus plant. If you don't have the certain one, you will just starve yourself to death.
Yeah. They're very picky.
Yes, they are so picky at eating. There's over 1,000 types of eucalyptus plants, yet they only eat 40 different types.
Plus,
it's so stupid.
You have to spend most of your life watching porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they got you and put you in a zoo.
Same with sloths. They are so dumb because if they eat too much, they will die because they're slow metabolism.
Not if you're a giant sloth.
All right. No, but see, you're missing the point. Once it gets to taste of blood, it will become a carnivore. And
Is
then they're
this
like plains to eat. So, yeah.
Is that the new installment, Cocaine Koala Bear?
Cocaine.
No.
Cocaine bear.
Cocaine.
At least the bear was happy for half of it.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the real Outback. Me arm! Oh. Oh my god. We need to make this movie.
What arm? Arm?
A bear wouldn't even be the most dangerous thing in the outback, so... Yeah, Robert.
A cocaine kangaroo would be way worse.
Okay, I gotta say.
Flying spiders on fire.
Can you imagine this? Okay, so we make a movie and it's like, the crazy cocaine drop bear, right? And it like goes through this whole thing, and like, this little tiny spider's just sitting there going, sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then put the drop bear with the voice of mine.
No, man.
Mine.
You would no. If I could pick anybody to voice my cocaine drop bear, it would be
Polly
Shore.
That, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go to therapy. So.
Oh, wait, we're going to therapy?
Fuck, we need it. Oh, shit.
Hey, I might be able to provide that in the future.
That doesn't help us now, dickhead.
Still, it's an option.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week with our...
Wait.
What?
Don't forget to go check out
our
sponsor,
yes.
Reaper Apparel Co.
Absolutely.
.com for all of your Reaper apparel and help out the S-4 Bunker. When you put in S-4 Bunker for your promo code.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
Everybody have a great night, and we will see you next week with Reincarnation.
If we don't die.
There you go.
Then we'll just be reincarnated.
Yeah, we'll just
so we'll
come
be
back
here
to
anyway.
something else to the show.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.